Hey guys, and welcome back to the main phase. Today I'm bringing you another deck profile. Today's deck profile is for Tenyi. Tenyi is a deck that I'm playing in the tournament right now. If you're watching this when the video came out, it's quite a powerful deck. I'd say it's it's at least like top 10 decks in the format, maybe even top 5. Before we get into the deck list though, a couple of things. Firstly, only 2.7% of my viewers are subscribed, so if you want to make that number go up, then you can just click the button. And secondly, as I said, we're live on Twitch now, so there's a link in the description. So you can just join, and yeah, I'm pretty cool. Well, it's pretty cool. There. Let's just get into the deck profile. Uh, so as I mentioned before, it's Tenyi. All the Tenyi monsters have the same effect, where they special summon themselves from your hand if you control no effect monsters, and then they all have another effect that triggers by banishing them from your hand or graveyard if you control a non-effect monster. So let's get into the card by card. So we've got free Adhara. Adhara lets you banish it from your hand or graveyard to add a banished worm to your hand. This basically lets you cycle resources, and also it can add other copies of itself, which can come up if you just really need to get more material out. It is a hard once per turn though, so yeah. Free Shthana. Shthana's the best one in my opinion, other than the Ashuna. It means that when your monster is destroyed by battle, you get to bring it back and then destroy one monster your opponent controls, non-targeting. Then we've got free Mapura. This one is a negate for anything that targets a non-effect monster. It's really good. It can also act as a hand wrap. Free Nahata, this is a battle trick. These are really good in this format because there are a lot of things that you can just sometimes barely not get over. And also it's a Tenyi name, which is important. We got one Vishuda because it got limited. We would be playing free if it wasn't limited, but it's just it's a 1, so it sucks. It can out floodgates, which is really important. It can also out other things like uh big monsters that you can't really beat over otherwise, or you don't want to use your spawner on. Free Ashuna, this is the best Tenyi spirit. It banishes itself to summon another Tenyi monster from your deck, but then you can't summon monsters for the rest of the turn other than worms. Free World Lance. World Lance is another battle trick. If a link monster battles, that's yours or your opponent's, you can discard it to make the opponent's monster lose 3,000 attack, which is just really powerful. It wins a lot of combat. Free one Kuri way. This card's really powerful. It's just a revival spell for your Monk of the Tenyi, which can come up because you often run out of monks, and this card just alleviates that. Free Flawless Protection of the Tenyi. This is another good one. This one, it's bonkers actually. It's a pot of greed whenever your opponent special summons an effect monster. If you control a non-effect monster, it also protects your non-effect monsters from monster effects completely, which is really powerful. Free Jewels of the Valiant. This is an advantage machine. Whenever you banish a monster from your graveyard for any of the Tenyi effects in this deck, you get to mill a different monster with a different attribute, which is just like so powerful. You just trigger all the effects. Free MST. It's just good back row removal. Free Book of Moon. Book of Moon is just a very strong way to interrupt your opponent's plays. You can use it on Megalith, hitting full in draw space to just like completely void your opponent's turn. Free Heavenly Dragon Cycle. This is more consistent, so you can tribute a worm to add a different worm to your hand, or if you tribute a non-effect monster, you can uh, summon the monster you searched instead, but its effects are negated. This just lets you get into an Ashuna quickly, which then makes you make Berserker quicker. It also adds a Tenyi card on another turn, which is really powerful. So you can go into something like a a Fist of the rival Tenyi or a Flawless Protection. Then let's go into the, then for the spells, no, then we've also got free Paleozoic Dinomischus. This is just another good one. This one, is just outs really most things. You can out floodgates, you can out other continuous spells and traps, you can out monsters even. Just banish them. It's really good. And then one free Dogmatika Punishment. This is a really good card. It's a bit of a niche pick. Not many people are running it in their decks, but just being able to pop an opponent's monster, and then if you mill the Skull Wagon, you can also pop a spell trap that it just like, gets you like so much value. And then one fist because it's limited. It's just a monster negate. Oh wait, no, it's a monster or spell trap negate. For the extra deck, we've got 2 Skull Wagon to mill off of Dogmatika Punishment. We've got 1 Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon to mill off Dogmatika Punishment or summon off the Fist of the Unrivaled. And we've got 1 Geonator Pearl, which is just good as a extender in certain situations where you really want a non-effect monster or you really want to control no effect monsters. We got 1 Heartlandraco. This actually won me a game just now in the tournament, so it's just really good. It just lets you, it just attacks directly, and it can also stall if you control the field spell or Jewels of the Valiant. One Rhapsody and Berserk. This is just a really good way to out any graveyard focused decks because it just banishes 2 of their cards from the graveyard on summon. 2 Malevolent Sin. This is just another good way to banish an opponent's monster and then being able to attack directly, which can just mean you can just win games. 3 Monk of the Tenyi. This card's really important, so much that we're running 1 Kuri way to recycle it. This card just lets you turn any of your Tenyis into a non-effect monster, which then means they can use their effect in the graveyard. It's also got no restrictions on how many times you can summon it because it's a non-effect monster. 1 Geonator Transerverser. This is just a way of, I mean, actually, in retrospect, this card isn't as good because most of the time you're gonna have non-effect monsters to use as material, but it's alright. And like, I can't think of anything you'd swap it out for immediately. Plus, I can't because I'm in a tournament. And then 3 Berserker of the Tenyi. This is your deck's main boss monster. It's 3,000 attack, so it can get over a lot of things. And it's also got the ability to be affected by all the non-effect buffs and like protections and stuff, which makes it really powerful. So thanks for watching this video, guys. As I mentioned before, we are on stream right now, so if you want to stop by, that'll be great. But yeah, I am planning on including deck replays in these videos, but I don't have the time right now, so yeah, stay tuned and bye bye.